going to write a program where two sprites have a short conversation. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a little green flag when clicked, and I'm going to have this guy say something. I think that, oops, that's under looks. I'm going to have him say to some other sprite, hi, this is going to be a great conversation. How is it going? Oh, this is great, great stuff right here. And then when he's done, how am I going to get the other sprite to say something? Well, I'm going to use a command called a broadcast command. Now, broadcast makes another script run, and you have to name the broadcast something. Let me go down here for new, and I can name this anything I want. I'm gonna call it say something. I could have written peanut butter and jelly, but it doesn't matter. I just have to label this something, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to broadcast say something. And actually, while I'm at it, I don't much like this costume. I'm going to change the costume of this sprite to maybe something a little bit more interesting. Remember how you do that. So I'm going to select maybe Abby A. Wait for it to load. There we go. So that is what my costume is going to, I'm under costumes. I'll go back to script. And actually, I can run this right now. It says, hi, how's it going? Yeah, and then it broadcasts say something. Well, I want the other sprite to do something when it receives this broadcast. So I'm going to go over here and make another sprite, add a new sprite, and I'll also make this guy look like something. So let me get another costume. Don't like those little arrows there. I'll pick Alonzo. Now, unfortunately, Alonzo is facing the wrong way. I would like Alonzo to face towards the first sprite that I have, Abby there. So I'm going to also make a green flag for this guy, and I'm going to have him at the very beginning face towards -90 degrees. That's face to the left. And actually, if I run this right now, well, I can see it didn't quite work. It actually rotated instead of turning. Well, you can control what sprites do when you do this point direction thing by clicking these little buttons in the upper left here. This top button will allow it to rotate, which I don't really want. I want this middle button. It'll make it only face left or right. So you can see already it fixed it when I click that, right? Pretty cool, huh? So just to be clear, right? I mean, I could have, if I face him to the right, now he's back to the right. I want to face him that way. So I want that to happen initially when the script runs. Okay, the other thing I want him to do is when he receives, so when I receive, so this is not going to run when they click the green flag. It's when you receive, now I want it to only run when it receives the message say something. Right there, you could have this run so that when any message is broadcast, it'll run, or when the green flag is clicked. But I want it to only run when it receives say something, and I'm going to have him say something. It's going to be, oh, what a great conversation. What's it going to say? How's it going? How about this? Good. Oh, it's a great program. Let me go back and let's run the whole thing. You ready? Hi, how's it going? Good. Yeah, it's great. Great program. Yeah, interesting. Now, I noticed I said broadcast and wait. Now, that's waiting until, well, let me go back to this. It's going to wait until the other sprite is finished running its script, and then it'll continue. Like underneath, I will say something like, let's get some pizza, of course. That's what I'm going to say, like that. Let's get some pizza. Now, if I run this, I'll run the whole thing. I'm going to click this green flag. Hi, how's it going? Good. Let's get some pizza. Wow. What do I think I have an extra period in there? Okay. What a great, yeah. Let's get pizza. Great. Okay. So notice that the last line here did not run until this script finished. So Alonzo said good for 2 seconds, and then when that was done, it automatically went back to this script and continued running. So just to be clear again, Alonzo, this sprite does not broadcast back to the original guy. When this script is done, it just goes back and runs this. That's how broadcast works, right? If I change this, and I really want you to experiment with this a little bit. If I change this to a broadcast instead of a broadcast and wait, I'll have it broadcast again. I'll have it broadcast say something. Sure. So if I run this now, I think you'll see it'll be a little funny here. Hi, how's it going? Good. What happened? Well, yeah, it did two things at once. What happened was it broadcast say something, but it did not wait for this script to finish running. It just broadcast, and then this script kept running. So sometimes you want broadcast, sometimes you want broadcast and wait. You have to kind of play around with it. All right, let's look at a couple other things. I made a couple of modifications to my first program, so let's just run it and see what happens. It's going to be very exciting. So if I click the green flag here, it says, "Hi, how's it going?" And then Alonzo says, "Good." And then I forget what the first character is called. "Let's get pizza." Yay, pizza. So do you see what happened? I'm just going to run it one more time. "Hi, how's it going?" "Good." "Let's get pizza." Ah, yay pizza. Now you notice they both said yay pizza at the same time, and the pizza came down into the center of the screen at the same time. So let's see what happened here. Well, you know this first part already. "Hi, how's it going?" And then it broadcast "say something," which then made the Alonzo sprite, this sprite right here, say "good," right? When I receive "say something," say "good." Okay. And here you can see there's another "when I receive." This one says "when I receive pizza," say "yay pizza." Well, of course, that came from this first sprite that I had. After she says "let's get some pizza," the broadcast is "pizza." Now, notice this says just broadcast. It's not broadcast and wait. So as soon as this broadcast happens, this code continues running. And so it broadcasts for anybody else who says "when I receive pizza" to do their thing, but at the same time, it keeps going and says "yay pizza." So sometimes you want a broadcast, sometimes you want a broadcast and wait. Let's look at the third sprite. We already looked at the Alonzo sprite, right? You know when it receives "say something," it says "good." When it receives pizza, it says "yay pizza." The pizza sprite, which I imported and put into my program here, it starts when the green flag is clicked. It starts off the screen. 0400 is way up off the screen, and I reduced the size of it. My original image was pretty big, so I made it 50% of the size. And then when I receive pizza, glide to the center. The other thing I want you to notice is that only one sprite is doing the broadcasting. Now, you can make more than one sprite broadcast, of course, but just be a little bit conservative with how we use broadcasts, because you don't need to broadcast back to this original sprite. Sometimes students get confused and they do that. Right? When this guy says broadcast "say something," it doesn't have to. So Alonzo says something. I don't need a broadcast here that says go back to the first sprite. That happens automatically. Very important concept in programming. It's like when you tell another piece of code to run, when that code is finished running, this will continue going on its way. So give that some thought. I'm going to include this code with the project, and you're going to make an awesome project of your own. All right, thanks for watching.